we have received the Army and Navy E Award for excellence, which I think 4% maybe of the companies that did work for the government during the war received. In fact, we've got a replica of it hanging out in the shop.
We actually supply the pins for some of the tanks.
Yeah, for the tank, the tracks that hold the tracks together. So we're 102 years old. Grandfather founded the company in 1924, so very proud to have survived through the fourth generation here. So, and it's evolved over the years. We're here 102 years because we've stayed on top of with the research and development. Techniques change. We came up with new products that work. Our main product today is conveyor chains, which takes the product from the face, dumps it onto the shuttle cars. The crawler chains are like big tank treads that the tanks drive on. It's the same kind of concept with the underground mine machines. Those are our two main products today. We were down Spring Grove Avenue for many years. We just outgrew the space on Spring Grove. In 1969, we actually bought this building and immediately added on about 25,000 square feet in the back. As the company developed, we kept that operation down there as well, probably for, I'm gonna say 20 years, maybe 25 years. We had two operations running. And as the company grew and as machinery itself that we use became more and more advanced, the CNC equipment, we used to have probably 50 drill presses lined up in a row out here running products. Now we can take the same 50 drill presses, buy 2 or 3 CNC pieces of equipment, and run the same amount of product at a better quality than we had been doing. So with that development, we continued to buy new machinery and updated machinery. Eventually we got to a point where we didn't need all the equipment here, so we moved everything out to here, back around, I'm gonna say the late 90s. So that served us very well. And then we purchased Western Home Center was over here, and there was a building that runs right next to ours. It's 45,000 square feet. It literally is maybe 12 feet, 10, 12 feet away from ours. So we put a couple of walk pathways through in that, and then we sold the rest of the property to Duke. So this property has served us very well. I headed up the project to put the south substation in. There was an old bar, Colerain, I don't remember the name of the bar, but it was an old bar, an empty building. It was just a piece of junk. And we went out and we raised about $250,000. Worked with Dan Malloy, Chief Dan, and redid that place. It took about a year and a half, but we got a lot of community members. Tom Abercrombie was involved. A lot of guys were involved. And we put that together, and they used it for probably 3 years before Duke bought the property, and they wound up tearing it down. So
it was a good project to get to know some of the other businesses too, and everybody kind of have the same goal in mind, and help out. That's one good way we were able to help out the township. Well, Dad was able to help out the township.
Put some more police presence down this way. We're kind of at the end of Colerain Township where Cincinnati starts, so it was nice to have that safe feeling as well. So
we have been doing business in South Africa since the early 30s, mid 30s, and in Australia since the early 50s. We set up our own shop over there in South Africa in 1998. So we were there every year for our board meetings. But we kind of took that same blueprint and set up our own shop in Australia as well in 2004.
Our industry is very niche. We're very lucky to have only a few competitors. A lot of the people that are in this industry, you see a lot. For Dad, we could go somewhere and be walking somewhere in Europe or Australia. He'll run into somebody that he's known for 20 years. The whole relationship thing, that's kind of a special thing for our industry.
And a really cool part of all of that is, not only are we a family business here, there's a lot of families that work out in there, brothers and, uncles and nephews. And not only that, our partners in Australia, they're run by a family. The mom and dad had been running it. The brother and sister worked their way up into the business. They're going to be taking it over. And same with South Africa. There's brothers and family members that all work for our team over there, and it's, very unique, that culture that we try to build and establish. We try to carry that on to, our teams over there as well.
Dad was very adamant about us making sure that, we started as the broom sweepers. We had to understand what those guys were going through on a daily basis before we could ever earn their respect. And that aspect, it helped us understand what the worst job and the best job in this company were.
Staging area of some of our products. Those are all different kinds of sprockets we have that go on the chain to drive the chain in the machine. Similar to a bike. If you envision a bike, we make the chains, the wheels, and the sprockets. We don't make the whole bike. We try to do, what's called a Kanban system. Everything color coordinated, so you know which product is which. When you pull a basket, you refill the basket. Just kind of constantly have product flowing, keep us on our toes. At the end of the day, we're a manufacturing company. We just happen to serve the mining industry. Understanding how to run a successful business, learning from Dad, learning from the other mentors we've had, that's the most important part, right? You have to run the business before you can do anything else. That's what we've done. That's what we try to do every day. Do you need the engineers? Of course, you need all those other, specialized roles, but learning how to run a successful business and establishing the culture and being there when people need you and you can be reliable, that's the most important part. We all came up with this new mission statement and we presented it to all of our employees and had them sign off on it that, this is what we're gonna live by. This is what the company means, and we establish ourselves as this. Not only we have the strongest chains, we have, the strongest relationships, the strongest employees. All of that makes us the strongest link.
We like just kind of being here, minding our own business and helping where we can. We're nothing special. We're a good established company that, we take care of our people, try to be contributing members to the community, and we don't need any special accolades.
We're very proud of what we have here. When we say family, we mean family, and that's a testament to, like Tony said, the brothers, the uncles, the fathers, the grandfathers that have come through here and worked here. That means a lot to us. In that aspect, it makes you feel good when other people are being taken care of, and you're making a difference in their lives too. So
hopefully we're here another 100 years.
Yeah,
see what happens.